Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. Today I'm going to be talking about how being disobedient can prolong God's promises. So today I got a story time to tell where it was probably back in 2010, and I was basically in a relationship with someone. Really didn't want to marry them. I knew that they weren't the one I wanted to marry. Back then I wouldn't even think about getting married, for real. And God woke me up out my sleep, it was about 2 something in the morning. Like, there was no noise, everybody was asleep in the house. And he woke me up at 2 something in the morning. And when I woke up, I'm like, okay, God, you got something to tell me. What is you want to tell me? And he said, clear as day, quit messing with these knuckleheads. I'm going to send you your husband. And I'm like, but I'm not looking for a husband. And I'm like, okay. And I just laid back. I laid back down and just sat there confused, like, why would he tell me he was sending me a husband when I'm not looking for one? So, fast forward, I'm still with the same person. I knew he wasn't the one I'm supposed to be marrying. Ended up talking to somebody else. A little bit later on after that, still didn't hear, okay, this your husband. Okay. Talk to somebody else. I can laugh here now. Talk to somebody else, still didn't hear this is your husband. So, finally, I say probably like maybe a year and a half later, the person that I'm married to now, I heard God say, this your husband. Just as clear as day, this is your husband. Didn't say that about nobody else. But I prolonged it to where I kept talking to all these other knuckleheads that was not my husband. Went through all the stuff I went through, who was not meant for me. And I'm like, wow, if I would just listen to, wait for God, quit getting into these relationships, quit talking to these different people that were not my husband, I could have avoided all these things. And that just to say that we can prolong what God has for us when we don't listen to him, when we don't obey him. It could be anything that he wants for us, and we could prolong it. You know, it don't even have to be a husband. It could be anything. You know, it could be a certain job. You know, we might be trying to get to this one job and or accepting this job, and God was like, no, that's not the job I have for you. But God, I need this, I need that. Let me go and take this job. That's not the job I have for you. You're getting that job and you are very unhappy. Getting that job and everything is going wrong in that job because that's not the job God had for you. You know, there could be anything that's going on in your life that you are accepting. And it's like, you think that okay, well, I'm rushing because he told me this was one thing. He told me I'm going to have this, but he's taking too long. Let me go ahead and get this, and let me go ahead and do that one. No. And in my instance, I wasn't even looking for a husband. He told me, I'm going to send you a husband. I'm like, I'm not looking for a husband, so why am I worried about him sending me a husband? I was so wrong. I was so wrong. And because I was so wrong, I did what I wanted to do. Talk to who I wanted to talk to, even when it wasn't the right thing for me, even if it wasn't the right person for me. I did what I wanted to do. And that gets us in trouble doing what we want to do, moving ahead of God. You know, no. Like, listen to him. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. We don't know what we're doing. Because we always get in trouble when we think we know what we're doing. And making the wrong decisions when we think we know what we're doing. So, yeah. I said, it took me a year and a half for me to hear, this is your husband. Like, wow. Okay, did I hear that right? No, I heard it right. We're married now. You know, and it didn't matter who else I talked to, I did not hear this is your husband. Like I said, It could be multiple things that you're rushing ahead of God for, because you being disobedient. He didn't tell you to get in that relationship. He didn't tell you to marry that person. He didn't tell you to take that job. He didn't tell you to buy that house. He didn't tell you to start that type of business. That ain't what he told you to do. You went ahead of God, and now you're having extra issues because that's not what God wanted you to do. That's not where God wanted you to be. He didn't tell you to move on to do that. That wasn't God. That was you. We get in our own heads thinking that we know what's right for us, and we don't. And we be in trouble all the time. We mess ourselves up all the time. So, is anybody else in that same situation where you went ahead of God? I know. There are a lot of people that go ahead of God because we think we know what we need at that time. We know what's right for us at that time, and we just mess up. Like I said, I can laugh at it now because I'm happily married now to the one that God told me I was supposed to be with. The one he promised gonna be my husband. No, we didn't get married as soon as he told me that. No, it was some years because I wanted to make sure it was right. God was giving me signs of when it was time to do it, and I started listening after that. Yes, we didn't get married right on. Not saying everything was perfect, but because God said that was my husband, I knew that he was gonna work everything out with it. I knew that. So that's all I can tell you today is when God tell you something, be obedient. Do not go ahead of him. His timing is everything. Do not go ahead of him. So that's all I have for you today. I pray that everyone is having a blessed day. And I will see you later.